spell your name for the record?
My name is Tracy Cherish, and that is spelled Traceycharisch.
Ms. Cherish, is there a statement you would like to make to the court on behalf of Andrea Sneiderman?
Yes.
If you would, please go ahead.
I have known Andrea for almost 20 years now. And I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
That's fine, take your time.
Okay. I saw at the age of 18, we were in college and we're all going to the bars and having fun, and I saw this woman that was already hardworking and dedicated and compassionate, and I've watched all of this unfold, just astounded. And I'm here today as her friend to ask for leniency, and so many people will tell you that she is an amazing mother. I've seen it firsthand, and I know that her children need her. But I want to talk about something else that sometimes people forget in this. We forget the reason why we have this penal system. We're here as citizens, and we pay these taxes to send people to jail because either we need to protect ourselves from them because they're going to hurt us in some way, or we need to teach them how to be a functioning member of society, to not do bad things that lead to problems. And neither of these things apply to my friend. Neither of those things apply to her. I've watched her for 20 years just give to her kids and her family and her community. She knows how to be this functioning member of society. She's hardworking and organized and bright and talented, and I know what she's capable of doing, and it saddens me, certainly as her friend, but it saddens me as a citizen if we have a penal system that is structured in this way to create this vengeance and competition, and how long can we put somebody away, not because it's to the betterment of us, but it's because we're playing with people's lives and we think that this is, we should put her away because, well, people are mad and people are blind with grief and people don't all fully understand the situation. I am asking for leniency because I know what she can contribute to this society, and I hope that you see that she can be a tool and a resource in community service, not just because she has to, but because she wants to. And I want to see her have that chance through this entire process. When this first started, I visited her in DeKalb County Jail, and most people would be just focused on themselves. How am I going to get out of this? How am I going to, fix this situation? She's talking to me about how can I find the light in this to make something good come out of this situation? And that continued to come up over and over again over the past 2.5 years. Yes, I'm keeping Rusty's memory alive, but there has to be something bigger. What am I supposed to do with this? How do I take this experience and know something that other people don't know and use it to make the world a better place? And if we put her in jail for 20 years, we're all losing. We're all losing. And so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Take your time, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. Take your time.
I've seen, and all of us are here because we've seen the wonderful things that she's brought to the world. And I know that I've seen her eyes be opened through this experience. And she has this mission. She has this mission to do good things, and I want to see her do those good things. I'm so sorry. I didn't think I would do this. I just hope that you can see from all the people that will come up here today, that this is a woman. She knows how to be a protective member of society. She knows how to do good things and find a way to plug her in and to let her use this experience to do those good things that I know she can do. That's all I have to say.
Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
All right. You may come down, ma'am. Call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense calls Andy Lippmann. Andy.
Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony shall give this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
You may go to the ABC. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Sure. It's Andy Lippmann, and that's A-N-D-Y-L-I-P-M-A-N.
And Mr. Lippmann, do you have a statement you would like to give on behalf of Andrea?
I do.
Would you please go ahead and give His Honor that statement?
Sure. Dear Judge Adams, first of all, I apologize for writing all this down, but I wanted to make sure I have all this and I don't forget anything that I wanted to say.
That's fine.
Let me also say that I am up here on my own. No one asked me to be up here. I'm doing this because of my support for Andrea. My name is Andy Lippmann, and I have known Andrea since 2008. I respect the verdict handed down yesterday, and I know we will also be appealing it. I'm here to speak on Andrea's behalf and ask for some leniency in regards to her sentence. My wife and I became friends with Rusty and Andrea back on Thanksgiving of 2008, and we were the best of friends after that. Rusty and Andrea were volunteers at our charity event, Wish for Wendy, to benefit cystic fibrosis, a terminal disease that I also have. I will always be grateful for them for all of their support through that. But my words today are not to benefit me, nor are they even to benefit Andrea. They are to benefit Andrea and Rusty's children. In November of 2010, Ian, who was only 2 at the time, and Sophia, who was 5, were devastated by the untimely loss of their father, one of my best friends, Tracy Sneiderman. After that time, Andrea did an amazing job as a nurturing mother to be with them, to support them, and to love them. Even though her life was often in the media, Andrea made sure her children were not taken advantage of. Yesterday, Sophia and Ian received more devastating news. Their mom would be incarcerated and away from them for some time. Sophia was a wreck, were the words that many of our friends used. Sadly, Ian asked if his mom was dead too. Andrea has already spent 3 weeks in jail and nearly a year in house arrest for charges that were dropped days before her actual trial. Sophia will be 8 years old Sunday, which according to every article I read last night is a very impressionable age for children. Ian is only about 3 years younger. They are already without a father. I ask that you please show Ian that his mom is still alive and that you give Sophia a birthday gift that is beyond any other she could possibly ask for. Please allow their mother to spend her sentence at home. Please allow her to guide them and prevent them from being exposed to the media outrage. Please allow these children to have their mother in their lives. Please allow them the opportunity to learn from their mother what an amazing person their father was. Every year on the children's birthday, Andrea bakes them a cake. Please allow this tradition to continue. Please allow Sophia some semblance of a happy birthday. I promise you that you won't regret your decision. Thank you for your time, and thank you for considering this. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Lippmann. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. You may come down. Call your next witness.
Defense Counsel Elizabeth Stansbury, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I retrieve some tissues, please, sir?
Where's my? Yes, you may.
Thank you so much.
There's a box right here, Mr. Petrie, if you need some.
We solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you shall give this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state the spelling name for the record.
Elizabeth Stansbury, Elizabeth Stansbury.
Ms. Stansbury, would you like to make a statement on behalf of Andrea?
Not only Andrea, but her children today.
If you would, please go ahead.
November 18, 2010 changed the lives for so many people. And through those 2 years, Sophia and Ian never knew the struggles, the media, the investigations, the trial, any cases. They continued to thrive in school, develop appropriately, without a father. That has always been Andrea's #1 concern. Last night I got over there and I sat down with Ian, who had just been given a bath by Grandpa, and he said, "Miss Elizabeth," which is what he always calls me. He's like, I can't see my mommy, but she's not dead. And I said, yes, but we can talk to her on the phone. He's like, can I FaceTime her? And I said, well, I don't think we have Wi-Fi. And we continued to chat about all the people that love Sophia and Ian. Those are the two biggest victims out of all of this. Through the past year, she has been home with those kids. Those children do not know a night without her. And she continued, both Sophia and Ian, to thrive last year amidst all that was going on in her own life. This will have irreconcilable damages on those two children when all she's ever wanted to be is a good mother and to pick up the pieces. Before November 18th, 2010, she was very involved almost on a daily basis at school with those children. And I feel that she can give back to her kids, to the community, and hope, Your Honor, that you take this into consideration, that she can do good, but most importantly, Sophia and Ian do not need to lose another parent.
Thank you. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Ms. Stansbury, you may come down. Thank you. Call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense calls Andrea Lippmann, yes, Andrea Lippmann, Judge.
You may.
Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Andrea Lippmann, A-N-D-R-E-A-L-I-P-M-A-N.
Ms. Lippmann, would you like to make a statement on behalf of Andrea Sneiderman?
I do.
If you would, please go ahead.
Dear Judge Adams, I'm here today to let you know I respect the system. I respect what happened in this courtroom, and so does Andrea. She has been here every day. She has shown up every day. The system that she thought would protect her still has a chance. She has, and I'm going to use the district attorney's terms, chosen to stand by her words and the truth, and chosen to tell you everything that she knows is the truth. I've known her since 2008. We became best of friends, confidants, almost like sisters. And I trust her with my children, hands down, any day of the week, month, or year. I trust her with my family. I trust her completely. And for me, that's very hard to do. So for me to trust like that is unheard of. I ask you for leniency. I ask you to give Sophia and Ian a chance at life with at least one parent. And with the many, many conversations I had with Rusty, he wants them to be with her. And this is not what he would want. It's not. So I ask you to please consider what has happened and to really understand. Andrea is here. She has gone through this process. She sees it. And she was here, and she was I know we're going to be appealing, but Sophia and Ian need her more than you know. More than you know. So, that's all I
Mr.
have.
James, anything else? Any questions, Mr. James?
No, sir.
You may come down, Mr. Lippmann. Thank you. Mr. Morgan, who else?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls Jocelyn Shore.
You solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you shall give this court shall be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Jocelyn Shorevitz, Jocelynschorvitz.
Ms. Shore, do you want to make a statement on behalf of Andrea this morning?
I do.
If you would, please go ahead.
Your Honor, thank you for taking the time to hear from me today. My name is Jocelyn Shorevitz, and I am a close friend of Andrea's. I would like to acknowledge the Sneiderman family. A loss of a son is an unthinkable tragedy. The loss of a husband, a friend, a father is unthinkable. You are all victims. Your Honor, I'm proud to call Andrea Sneiderman my friend. The person portrayed here is not the person I know. Andrea is a good person, a respected person, a loved person. I watched her go through the pain of losing her husband to murder, and I watched how after the first year of Rusty's death, she was barely a shell of a person. I watched how hard she worked as she gained strength and courage to testify against her boss because she so desperately wanted justice for Rusty. And for the past year, I sat by her side as she tried to make sense of what has happened while she was under house arrest. But she stayed strong and she stayed focused solely for the sake of her children. I'm an American, and as such, I believe in our judicial system. I stand before you recognizing the decision of the jury. I also recognize that the jury agreed with Andrea on something she has never wavered on, that she had no prior knowledge of Rusty's murder, that she had no involvement in Rusty's murder. Did she make some mistakes over the past few years? Yes, she did. Was she naive? Yes. Did she play a part or have a hand in her husband's murder? No. Your Honor, I am here today not to make excuses, but to beg you to look at the fact. She has never been in trouble with the law before. She has been found guilty of nonviolent crimes. A jury of her peers have found her not guilty on the most serious charges that would have implied that she had knowledge of Rusty's murder. Rusty's murderer was ultimately brought to justice. The jury determined Andrea withheld information and perjured herself that caused a delay in Rusty's murderer's apprehension. Whether Andrea's statements or omissions postpone justice is ultimately a matter of speculation. Your Honor, I beg you to think of Sophia and Ian. Their father was a victim of unimaginable act of violence. A family. Both sides have been ripped apart. Andrea is their world, and they are hers. They need each other to heal. Ian is just 4 and needs his mother now more than ever. Sophia is just turning 8 and has always had her mother there to do her homework with her, to eat family dinners together, and to read her to sleep. I wish you could meet them because they're amazing, and it's because of the love and dedication Andrea has always provided for them. You are the one person in this room who can say enough is enough. The scale of justice must be balanced. The punishment must fit the crime for which one is convicted of in a court of law. Therefore, Your Honor, we beg you for justice. We beg you for leniency. We beg you for leniency in the name of justice and for the sake of Ian and Sophia. Thank you for taking the time to hear from me today.
All right. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
You may come down, ma'am. Thank you. Ms. Morgan, anyone else?
Just a couple, and then Mr. Greenberg, Your Honor. Paul Sims.
Come on up, sir. Follow the instructions of Deputy Garrett.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Okay, well, your hands, before you see. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Paul Sims, Paulsims.
Mr. Sims, are you here on behalf of Ms. Sneiderman?
I am.
And would you like to make a statement to the court?
I would.
If you would, please go ahead, Mr. Sims.
I've been friends with Rusty and Andrea for 14 years now, 13 years, excuse me. And would probably say I was closer friends with Rusty than Andrea because we did a business together, we went to school together. And I haven't seen Andrea in over a year through all these proceedings. But despite all that, I still believe that Rusty would want Andrea to be with her children. I saw them as parents together. I saw them taking care of their kids individually. And I would ask for whatever leniency this court can give. I don't believe that Andrea going to jail will help the children who are the victims, regardless of anyone's beliefs about Andrea. And I know that her going to jail won't bring Rusty back. And I know that her going to jail, while it may feel a void for vengeance in some people's hearts, won't help the families, either the Sneiderman family or the Greenberg family. And I would ask you, Your Honor, to show mercy and let her have as much time with her children as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Sims, you may come down. Thank you, sir. Ms.
Yes,
Moore,
Your
call
Honor,
your next witness.
the defense will call Candace Klein. Ms. Klein?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, well, your hands, may be seated. Please state and spell your name for the record.
It's Candace Keiline. It's Keilin. I haven't planned to say anything, and I'm really, really nervous. But I look at all these faces in this courtroom, and you need to know that this community has been torn apart by what has happened. This is not a usual situation, and through this, both families have been the victims. Parents have lost a child on two sides, and a wife has lost her husband. And no matter what we do and no matter what we say, we cannot bring Rusty back. But we can preserve for the children. We can try to make sense of something so tragic, to help these two little children. They are so little, and they are happy. I have not been able to see the families, and I did see the children on Thursday night for the first time, and I walked away with such a happy feeling. These children were laughing and giggling and playing peekaboo with me because nothing in their world had changed from where they had started to heal. When Rusty died, the night that he died, I was in the house of the Sneidermans, and I was bathing both Ian and Sophia, and Andrea walked into the room shell-shocked, and she looked at me and said, "My children don't deserve this. My children don't deserve this life. Please, we have one chance to try and make things right." As grown-ups, we make, well, hopefully we don't, but we sometimes do make bad errors in judgment. We are all human. This is not a Lifetime movie. We don't have a script in front of us. Please, Judge, for the children. They're so little, they need their mommy. They already lost their dad. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you, Ms. Klein. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Klein. All right, next witness.
Your Honor, the defense calls Andrea's father, Herb Greenberg.
You may come up, sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you shall give this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Herbert Greenberg, H-E-R-B-E-R-T, G-R-E-E-N-B-E-R-G. Your Honor, this is a very difficult situation for me as Andrea's dad, so just, I hope you bear with me, and I'll do the best I can in making my presentation.
No problem. Take your time, sir.
Your Honor, as you're aware, I'm Herbert Greenberg, Andrea's father. I totally understand the jury's verdict and respect it, and we will appeal it. I am here to ask for a sentence that imposes no time in custody, since the sudden tragic loss of my beloved son-in-law at the hands of a malicious murderer, our entire family's lives have been filled with sorrow. Rusty was like a son to me. Our families took trips together, worked on home projects together. I taught him a lot relative to home repair. They invited us to move to Atlanta so that could be closer and help out with child rearing activities. We jumped at the chance to do that. We wanted to help them grow as a family. We realized they had goals, and having us here would be very helpful for them in terms of making their family grow in the right direction. Sophia was born prematurely, and we assisted Rusty and Andrea by visiting the hospital every day while she was close to dying. A delusional murderer took Rusty from us. Yes, my daughter might have not said the right thing at the right time to the right people, but grief overcame her, grief overcame us, and to this day, she and I are still grieving the loss of Rusty, the love of her life. Andrea has been a rock for the children, as many of her friends have said. The children were devastated as a result of the 3 weeks that Andrea was wrongly jailed for murder. To remove her from their environment for any extended period of time will have tragic consequences on their growth and development. The children need their loving, caring, and gentle mother. Society will not benefit with the incarceration of Andrea. The children will be exposed to more unnecessary tragedy. Your Honor, please permit a sentence that does not include incarceration. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Greenberg. Mr. James, any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you,
I have
Mr.
one
Morgan.
second, Your Honor.
You may take as much time as you need.
Your Honor,
Kelly, we're back on the record. Yes, sir.
as the court is aware, a defendant has a right to make an elocution to the court prior to sentencing, and Ms.
I was
Sneiderman,
going to give her that opportunity as soon as you stop calling witnesses.
we'll stop calling witnesses, Judge.
All right.
And Your Honor, Mr. Clegg, lead counsel, will give the concluding remarks.
All right. I was going to see if she wanted to make a statement at this point in time. Do you want her to do that before?
However you want me to, or however you would prefer me to do it, I will probably just go ahead and make my argument and then let her make whatever statement you're